going on, y'all? This message here is for Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and the giant market. Giant Eagle market. Now, I understand business. First of all, Giant Eagle. You close down a supermarket in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and it was one of the only supermarkets in the area where people can actually walk to. Little history of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It's an old coal mine town, depressed area. The people there are more on a less fortunate side than anything. So a lot of them don't have transportation to go shopping. A lot of them might not can pay their internet bill to order online. I mean, the way I see this is that store could have been a store that if it wasn't doing so well, you could have wrote that store off on your taxes. I don't know how many stores you got. I know it's thousands of them. You could have wrote that store off on taxes. Again, I understand business. I understand overhead. I understand, if you have to pay for employees, they don't show up, so on and so on. I get that. But let me tell you this. Back to Pottsville. Pottsville is trying to turn that store into a pre-release center for inmates or whatever. Now, I have mixed feelings about that. The mixed feelings are, first of all, was true, the truth. Okay, when I first moved there to Pottsville or Schuylkill County, is where Pottsville is located, in Schuylkill County. When I first moved there, I suggested something like that, and immediately it was turned down. I know other people who were trying to do the same thing, 3/4 houses, halfway houses, things of that nature. They were turned down. Now, again, Pottsville's a little behind times. Now that they get a whiff of, they can put people in these pre-release centers, and when they put the people in the pre-release centers, it's cheap labor. So a lot of construction, a lot of labor cleanups, demolition, all that stuff is being done by people in these pre-release centers for less than nothing. A lot of them don't even get a trade. Now in that area alone, from my knowledge, you have 2 state prisons, Frackville, Montanoy City. So that's SCI Frackville, SCI Montanoy City, which is state facilities. And you have, from my knowledge, you have FCI Minersville, which is a federal prison. And then you have your local, then you have your county prison or your county jail, whatever. I've heard people say to me that not only did they tell me what I need to do is go to a prison and get people for like pre-release or whatever, work release, to get them to work for me. So that way, it's cheaper and the inmates don't mind doing it because it's their way of getting out, or and then you tell them it could lead to a job once they out. Long story short, this trend just started becoming popular in the area. Now all of a sudden, you want to take people's vitamins away. You want to take people's nutritional diet away in order to save you some money on cheap labor. Now the average person might not know too much about all of these type of things. The average person, people are just upset, and that's why I'm doing this here, because people are just upset because they're like, why would they take away a food store and replace it for people to go for pre-release people? Now I get the part about pre-release also. I get that it gives people that's incarcerated the opportunity to come out, and if they don't have any work skills, give them a little bit of work skills. I can appreciate that. But you had numerous opportunities. You have numerous other buildings that's blighted buildings that you can have them fix for them to stay at, for them to live, or whatever. You want to take a Giants and spend more money to put these people inside a food store that's located downtown where there's no other food store. Explain to me how that makes sense. I don't understand how that makes sense. It just is not ringing a bell. I tell people this all the time. If you follow the money, you'll find the problem. If you follow the money, you'll find the problem. And like I'm saying, the only logic thing that makes sense is that they want to use that as central location where a giant food store is located, a central location almost downtown Pottsville, where people could come and say, hey, I need 5 guys today to go knock down this building, help me knock down this building, and I don't have to pay. Or if you're paying them $20 a day or something like that, while they busting a butt when they deserve maybe $20 an hour or more, depending on the job. I try to stay out of Pottsville business because a lot of people in Pottsville have a lot of negative stuff to say every time I say something. And this is why I try to stay out. And I'm not just gonna put it on one group of people, if you get what I'm saying, because a lot of it comes from a group of people that it shouldn't be coming from when it comes to certain things. But as long as you stay quiet, and I'm talking to the people of Pottsville in general, as long as you stay quiet, you won't have anything. They're going to keep taking stuff away from you. They don't look at you. And I'm talking about the less fortunate people, the poor people, the middle class people, because technically today is no more middle class. Technically, either you have or you have not. The middle class is slowly being non-existent. I should say rapidly becoming non-existent. So either you don't have to worry about your bills because they're paid every month, or you struggling trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills every month. That's the difference with the two classes in Pottsville. So if you're in that group or in that class where you're struggling, then you need to step up. Don't let just because this George Floyd, rest in peace to him, and that the movement that's going on, don't let it stop there. You gotta step up. You gotta, if you have children, what are your I talk to the children about what they were learning in school pre-COVID. And not by far I was impressed at all. Not one single, I'm not impressed at all with their teaching. So, I mean, people fight for the school taxes. It's always something, about school taxes and this and that. Well, I gotta ask, I'm not gonna say where they go because they could be budgeted correctly, but whatever's going on in the school district needs to be evaluated. It needs to be evaluated. The paper trail stuff, showing me a school that's top notch on paper, and then I'm going and talking to the students, is two different things. So in other words, action speaks louder than words. If they in 12th grade and don't know 2 + 2, for an example, and not saying that it's that bad, because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm saying like it's that bad, but I'm saying for an example, if they don't know 12th grade work and you're collecting all this money from the people, school taxes from the people, that's a problem. That's a major problem. Now, I can't expect every school to be, which they should be. Every school should be on the same levels. It shouldn't matter what school district you live in, because we all of us live in America. We all, don't matter your race, don't matter your financial status, it don't matter. We all live in America. So if your kid is going in the 12th grade and my kid is in the 12th grade, they should be learning the exact same stuff. Who do you blame that on? You gonna blame it on the teachers? The teachers don't get paid enough. I keep saying that. Because partially is the parents' fault. Partially. But the parents is trusting the schools to be able to educate their children. You shouldn't have to have more money in order to get a better education. That doesn't make sense. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I'm done. I don't know how long I've been on this video. I'm done. I just thought that I would share that because I've been meaning to say something about it for a while now. And like I'm saying, Pottsville, you need to get your stuff together. I mean, you can like what I'm saying, you don't have to like what I'm saying, but the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. You want to turn a supermarket into a pre-release center. When you got a ton of blighting buildings that you could do that with. Peace and blessings. I'm out.